Hey Scorpio, and welcome to your mid-January 2025 reading. I'm so happy to have you here. The song that my guides wanted me to share with you is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, and they just wanted me to share the chorus, Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. So I feel like right now you're in the energy of doing some deep healing work, whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. And it's almost like helping the sun come back out into your life. It's like starting to peek behind the clouds and stuff. So, my guides wanted me to share a poem with you by Soul Sai, and it goes like this. To my younger self who was never told this, you weren't difficult. You were just surviving in a world that didn't see you. Every hesitation, every wall you built, none of it was wrong. You were learning to protect the parts of you that no one else understood, the way you just wanted to be loved. That wasn't weakness. You needed time to be exactly who you were, not to fit, not to mold, not to please. You were learning that some things break in silence, and that's okay. You were teaching yourself to stand in that silence without apology, and one day you will see you were enough all along. So I feel like what is helping the sun come back out in your life again is reflecting back on, I don't know if this is childhood. Actually, I do get childhood vibes from this. The way you were taught growing up, the way you were taught to see yourself and how you fit in your environment and everything, all the family dynamics you had, the situations in your social life, you're being invited to look back and see how you were enough all along, and to give yourself compassion for all the walls you built and all the things that played out, and realize that you were just trying to protect yourself and you've been enough all along is what they want you to know. And because we can grow up in these environments and write a story, and it's almost like the environment we grow up in, or the situations we're a part of, the trauma we can experience, it can write a story within us about who we are. And now that we're adults, we can go back and rewrite that story. And I feel like that's kind of the invitation for you this month, or what is going to be happening as you do this healing. The oracle cards they wanted me to share are, first, be willing to change. You have vibration and energy within your every cell, and through intent and action you can transform this energy and generate peace and contentment. It is profoundly powerful to acknowledge that you are pure energy. More powerful is knowing you determine much of the quality of this energy. So yeah, they're wanting you to reclaim yourself from all the toxic stories you were told about who you are. And then the heart works through the hands. There are times to quiet the mind's chatter with the simple work of heart and hands. Take the hands you have been blessed with and turn them to some simple, wholesome task this day. It will change everything. So, maybe your mind is really busy or like worried as you're going back through all the times. Maybe this feeling that you're not enough is showing up in your life right now in some way, and is kind of haunting you from moving, and it's like preventing you from moving forward. And that's why they're wanting you to reflect on this right now. Working with the hands can be so healing. Give your mind something to focus on that is simple and that makes you happy. And then the active creation of calm. Do that which requires all of you to be completely present, to climb, to dive, to fly or fall. All mindful action will bring you back to yourself and beyond the thoughts that eat at your peace. Yeah, there's something that's eating at your peace right now. And they're really wanting to help you get into the present. So whatever that is, whether it's working with the hands or creating things, working on a project, or just being out in nature, the tranquility of blessing. A daily practice of blessing, where I bless everyone and everything in my world, creates calm through my entire being. All my experiences are blessed, and all of me is blessed. I have the tools and the ability to create even more tranquility. I am empowered and joyful. So, they're just wanting you to know that the energy that's running through you right now, you can completely transform. You have the power to completely transform this. You have the power to completely transform the way you were taught in your childhood and the stories that made you who you are. You can rewrite any story. They want you to know that you are so powerful and you can do anything here. And moving into the tarot, yeah, we can see the Five of Cups to the Page of Swords. So I do feel like we're talking about your childhood and the messages you received about who you are from that has led you to a place of grief. And they're wanting you to, because the people around you, the situations around you, the culture you grew up in or something like this, I feel like they were doing the best they can within their own programming. So this message is not to invite anger toward the past, because it is what it is. And sometimes people do crappy things and we can love them anyway and acknowledge that the crappy things they've done was out of their programming and they were like sleepwalking and not moving in the world consciously. And anytime we do that, we cause harm. And unfortunately, it seems like that's what happened here. But yeah, right now you're going through this experience where you can stay in the mindsets that you were taught and the feeling that that gave you about who you are, or you can choose to wake up, awaken to your power to change everything. Because I feel like whatever you were taught about yourself made you want to stay really small and hidden. It's like, if I stay down on the ground, no one can push me down. If I don't try to venture and, like start this new project or pursue an education or accomplish this goal, then I won't fail. And I won't be criticized, like my worth won't be entangled in that either. Yeah, you were taught a lot about also like what you produce and what you give is what makes you worthy. Like there's something about that here too. And this way of thinking kind of put you in a box. And like, yeah, I feel, and they're wanting you to break free and they're wanting you to show up in your authenticity. They want you to shine your light, and because it's so beautiful and in its authenticity, not from this box they put you in, because your light's not going anywhere in that, They're saying break out of that and show people who you really are, knowing that you're perfect just the way you are. And rewrite the stories of your family history, your family line, your just how you grew up. You can rewrite that story and work on a completely new foundation. And I thought that the bottom of the deck was really interesting. There's like a lot of cards. But yeah, we have the parents coming out here of the tarot. We have the Emperor and the Empress, along with the Temperance card. So I feel like we're talking about your parents or the way you were raised. And it's like they taught you in your childhood, this is all about family too, they taught you a certain way of being and doing things because they wanted outcomes that made them look a certain way. And so it was never like, hey, Scorpio, I see that you're really passionate about, I don't know, gardening or something like that, so I want to encourage you to garden. They were like, no, you need to be a doctor, and this is the path to becoming a doctor, and that's what's going to make us happy, so you need to do that thing. And you may have in the past moved forward in that to please them, and and you worked really hard to do that. But your guides are saying it's time to get a different perspective about who you are and what you're here to be and do. And it is. We got the King of Cups. This is a water sign card. It might even be Scorpio, but and they're saying through this though, you show up as you truly are, from the heart space, from the soul, and that is what's going to bring you happiness. That is going to be what shows your light to the world. That is what's going to bring the sun back into your life again, the happiness back into your life, by taking your power back and knowing that you can manifest anything you want. Rewriting the story of the past, letting that way of being and doing things and that way of believing of yourself die, and knowing that you are worthy of all the success and all the happiness. You always have been, Scorpio. That's the message.